Wow, 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 wow. Star Trek Picard, Episode 2. Let's talk about it. Yes, I've just sat down and watched Episode 2 of Star Trek Picard, Season 2, Episode 2. This episode is entitled Penance. Now, if you've seen the last episode, you know it ends with Q turning up. In this episode, we start with Picard and Q. We got a fantastic opening scene that between Patrick Stewart and John Delancey returning as Q, and a smile on my face the entire time. Obviously, we haven't seen Q since the end of pretty much Star Trek Next Generation. And we come to find out that Picard is in an alternate timeline, possibly a mirror universe. At this point, you could be thinking. So we see that Picard is a general of a confederation, not the Federation, and in this universe, Earth has gone out to the stars and just basically taken over. They've obliterated everyone. Everyone's their enemy. Earth is strong. Everyone else is just enemies to be used as slaves and all this sort of thing. Picard's got this trophy room with all these weapons, or this General Picard, all these weapons from different alien races. There's different alien races skulls like Cardassian and Ferengi, Vulcan, Borg. We get name drops of Guldicott, who was big in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Sarek, Spock's father, as one of the skulls, Klingon skull. There's fabulous stuff. There's name drops for episodes, like Yesterday's Enterprise, Through a Glass Darkly, all this sort of thing in this opening scene. It's all very, very good. Obviously, Picard, he doesn't know where he is or who he is and this sort of thing. And this is what we're introduced to. Fantastically acted, just brilliant. Then we jump to 7 of 9. Now, she wakes up in this room and she's never been 7 of 9. No Borg implants and this. And obviously this confuses her. And she's actually the president of the Confederation. We get a name drop of Sisko. I'd love to see Avery Brooks return as Benjamin Sisko in something. But alas, I don't think it's to be. But anyway, so he's name dropped. So she's aware of what's happened. All the primary cast members of this show are aware of what's happened. The captain is back on his own vessel, not the Stargazer anymore. He's on his little ship that he had in the first season. I can't remember the name of it. Everyone remembers this change. They're all aware. And anyway, so they all come together because it turns out that the day that this is all occurring on is this day where the Confederation executes people. Once a year, they have this execution day where people come out to see. It's sort of very barbaric back in history where people love to see people being executed. And on this particular day, General Picard is going to be executing the Borg Queen. Now, it turns out that the Borg Queen is aware of what's happened, or she's got inklings of what's happened, because she can interface with sort of Borg Queens just very slightly in other dimensions or other universes, this sort of a thing. So she knows that there's actually been a time fracture. It's not a case of we're in a mirror universe or anything. It turns out that time has been fractured, that Q must have gone back in time and altered something in the past to get Earth to where it is in this sort of dystopian, militaristic, evil future of Earth. So the crew, they decide, Picard and 7 of 9, all the others, they decide that what they're going to have to do is attempt time travel. Kirk is name dropped about a slingshot around the sun, this sort of thing. But they need the Borg Queen to be able to do it. So they get this elaborate plan where Picard is about to kill the Borg Queen. It doesn't happen, and they all get beamed up. And it sort of ends around about there. I won't go right to the end. But yeah, so it's a fantastic stuff. Now, this is what I've been waiting for. This feels like Star Trek. This I don't know, right? it's day and night between this and Series 1 of Star Trek, Picard. I found Series 1 to be very boring and all the characters to be very bland. But something's changed. Something's changed here. All the characters, all the actors, they feel more interesting. I don't know if it's the surroundings or if what's going on, but they all feel more comfortable. I'm talking about the new members, not like Jerry Ryan or Patrick Stewart. I'm talking about your new cast members. They all feel more comfortable in the skins of their characters. They feel like a team. They feel like they know each other. They feel like they I don't know. They just feel better written. More interesting and this sort of a thing. Now, the episode, it looks fantastic, superb directing. The acting is knocked out of the park. Patrick Stewart's wonderful. Like I said, John Delancey, them two playing off of each other again is just, it's mind-blowing. It's sublime. It is superb. It's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. Jerry Ryan, you know, she knocked 7 of 9 out of the park. I love this duality in her performance in that, you know, obviously she's human in it. I mean, even as 7 of 9, but she's gone through this Borg process, so you feel this sense of you know, she still feels like part of the Borg in herself, in her character. She feels pity for the Borg Queen, but she's still angry at the Borg Queen, you know, and she doesn't really want to see the Borg be obliterated or eliminated. It hurts her to see this, and you get that very well in this episode, the strength of that when she thinks that time's run out and might not be able to save the Borg Queen and this sort of thing. Even when the Borg Queen's pulled up in front of the audience, you can see the hurt in her eyes for the Borg Queen, but even though she despises them at the same time. So it's just fantastic writing and character development for this character. It makes her very, very interesting and compelling as a character. Even Patrick Stewart, as he got, you know, Picard, even though he's gone through a Borg process and that, there's still this element of, you know what they say, hate and love of emotions are very interactive, very combined, you know. There's not much difference between hating someone and loving someone. There's still very strong emotions that are interconnected. It's when you have that nonchalant type of feeling towards someone, like, I don't really care about them at all. That's more dangerous than when you love or hate someone, obviously, right? So it's fantastic stuff. I can't praise this episode enough. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we're going to now get to a point where the story takes it back in time to Earth. There was a lot of familiarity with it. You know, the time travel stuff, this is what Star Trek used to do in droves back in the day. So there is a sense of familiarity. You know, the Borg being part of it again. Well, it just seems more interesting this time around for some reason. Yeah, you know, it's very good. Now, the musical score in the episode was fantastic. There's even like hints of where they're using themes from Star Trek First Contact to do with the Borg, like in the scenes where Data's in the Borg place or Picard's with the Borg. In the flashback scene, you get that sort of music come back when Picard goes face to face with the Borg Queen, who's got a slight smile on her face when she sees him, you know, and it's even commented by the characters, that's something you don't see, and this sort of thing. So just very good. Big thumbs up, and I'm really looking forward to next week's episode. This is Star Trek back to being how Star Trek should be at the moment, and it's day and night again compared to Star Trek Discovery, which, you know, they need to look at this and think, now, what's this doing right and what we're doing wrong? This episode was tense. The tension at the end when they were trying to escape planet Earth and trying to get through the defences to beam them up. You felt on the edge of your seat. You felt the sense of panic. You felt the sense of tension that these characters were feeling in this moment. And as an audience member, that was you know, portrayed onto you. It was put onto you. You felt it. It was just fantastic. Just fantastic writing, fantastic pacing, and just all thumbs up all the way around. Anyway, I'm leaving it there. That was just a quick chat about episode 2 of Star Trek Picard. Wonderful stuff. Hope I didn't spoil it for you. And I'll see you next week maybe, or check out my Discovery review, which will be up later, but I'm usually knocking that programme anyway because it in particular is good. But anyway, that's another story. See you all later. Take care all. Goodbye. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that one.